exciting, isn't it? I think you have to unmute your microphones, by the way, guys. There you go. Hello, hello. Oh, no, we're all unmuted. Happy day.
Yeah, no,
Hello.
Oh, we've got comments already and everything. How? Yeah. Well, all these people in already. This is amazing. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the ABL Reselling channel. I'm Dave Keeffe, as you probably know or not. This is completely unscripted, unrehearsed. We've had a bit of a pre-chat and all that kind of stuff. So we're in the presence of a master live streamer in Richard, who's to my left or right, whichever way I'm pointing. So we're just going to wing it. If you're in the chat, say hello and introduce yourselves, maybe. And we've got in already Mr. Diggs, Peter. I can see why you have a co-host, actually, Rich, because that's just no way in God's green earth I'm going to be able to do the chat thing and talk as well.
Exactly,
so we're just going to wing it. So what I'm going to do is just hand over to the guests rather than hog the airtime and get them to introduce themselves. So we'll start with I'm going to say pro. So start with the pro live streamer.
Not talking about me. Hi guys, I see some names in the chat that I know: James, JR Reselling, Mandy, Paul. There's a few of you in chat. Adrian, Diggsy. So some of you know me, some of you don't. My name's Richard. Rich. Everyone calls me Rich. I've got a channel called Night's Life, as in my name there. I do a Saturday night live every Saturday with James, JR Reselling, in the chat. People seem to be liking it, which is good. It's always a bonus. And I resell. I started reselling when I was made put on furlough. And got into it and buy and sell quality merchandise now.
So you're up in the film kind of genre as well.
Yeah, film stuff as well. I was doing that with my brother. I've done that with my brother on and off since 2003. So I've still got a few bits and bobs about, and still like to dabble.
And moving on to the person with certainly the most hair in the quartet tonight,
John.
Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca. I am a relative newcomer to YouTube of this year, and my channel is The Curious Flea, and that is also the name of my Etsy store, and Etsy is my first and is my great love. I love Etsy, and I pick up mainly vintage, quirky items, ceramics, artwork, anything really that catches my eye, and I sell part-time, so my day job is a dog groomer, and that's me.
Brilliant. And John.
Hi guys. I'm John from Wigan. On my eBay, I go under the name Flashy Wings. In fact, everything I ever do on either social media, it's always called Flashy Wings. There is a reason behind that. I might tell you later on. But I've been around eBay for about 20 years. I started on my own account, and then I was managing my wife's account for quite a long time. I've got time on my hands now because I'm a retired public servant. I've been retired for a couple of years. So now I'm able to pursue my dreams and hobbies. The main one is eBaying. I basically look for anything. I found out in the last couple of years how to properly do it, probably watching on YouTube from the likes of George and Nick, and then I found Dave and I found Richard, and from what they were putting up on the YouTube, I changed my methods on my buying and selling, and I'm doing okay at the moment, but I'm not a pro like you guys are. I'm not even a part-time. I think I sit between a hobbyist and part-time really. But everything's registered as a business, so I'm fine with that. But I'm properly enjoying it. The one thing I do enjoy about what I'm doing at the moment is the communication and the camaraderie, especially with Dave's channel. I can speak to other like-minded people, because I think sometimes this game, it gets very lonely, and sometimes you find yourself stuck what to do. And the good thing about Dave's channel is that we can all speak to each other. We've all got experience, and there's some very, very well experienced guys in there. And the only way you can find out really is asking, and there's no question which is too daft, really. There's all kinds of questions coming in, and I just love answering and getting stuck in and getting part of it. If anything I can give advice to and help somebody, it's fantastic, and I get a really good feeling about that. But yeah, that's a bit of a long introduction for me, isn't it? Sorry, Dave.
No, you're all
I
right.
don't talk much.
To be honest with you, I'm glad you went on a bit, because it's given me some tips as well. So you're absolutely right. I mean, it's the whole reason I do the YouTube thing anyway. I mean, I'm really open about stuff like ad revenue and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the script is with YouTube, as I'm sure after this live, Rebecca will very, very quickly find out, because everybody should subscribe to the Curious Flea, because it's a tremendous channel, by the way. But yeah, of course, if you get over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can monetize a YouTube channel. Rich has just joined the gang. But
I haven't been paid yet.
Well, yeah, I'm a million. Even when you start getting paid, I'm a 1,000,000% confident you'll think, what the bloody hell have I just been doing for the last 18 months? Because you can't do it for the money. Because I've been monetizing since I think it was August of last year, and in all that time I've probably just about paid for the equipment. So you can't be in it for the money.
Definitely not in it for the money.
Going back to the reason I say that is basically what John was saying. It's people helping people. There's people have said to me in the past, you're not worried about like giving away too much and increasing your competition, diluting the market, everybody buying stuff from the charity shops from India and stuff like that. And the short answer is, well, no, because there's just so much stuff out there to find, and it's a constant turnover of stock in charity shops and boot sales. And if as people who are happy to stand on a soapbox, like if you've got a YouTube channel, and that's exactly what you're doing. If you're helping other people, then how bad is that? Do you know what I mean? Just making your own little bit of the world a bit happier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I'm pretty confident that's been your experience, Rich, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all started the same. We was all watching the Nick Hills and watching Cookie and the Haydens. We was all watching all these people. You know, there's loads of people that you start watching. You know, George Ross. You all start watching the same people, and then you think, you know, I mean, I started my YouTube channel, I think, in 2016, but didn't start using it properly until I was made furloughed. And you know, I used to do videos of sitting on the beach filming like thunderstorms and stuff like that, or whatever it was. My son at the at Chesett and World of Adventures, it'd be, and it still is anything and everything. That's what I always say to people. You know, my channel isn't just a reselling channel. It's probably why it's taken longer to grow as well, because it's not everybody's cup of tea. Someone might like the reselling, but they're not going to be interested into the adventures or the family stuff or any of that. So yeah, but I mean, that's another thing I found since we're doing the Saturday Night Live. It's good to get people on, obviously not like yourself, because like, you know, I'm a small YouTube channel in comparison, but like that's why the other week, you know, I got like Maximus and Co on, because I want to help people, as we all do. You know, if you learn something along the way, you know, you'd say about it on one of your videos, and people learn that don't know that. And nobody knows it all. None of us know it all, and we're learning on a daily basis. That's why we watch all the different people, because they do different things, and we learn it all. It's like you soak it up like a sponge.
Yeah,
that's why I do my channel, because I want to share the experiences. I want to help people. You know, I've always said my channel's about helping people, and if you know, even I've shown you, if you've watched my channel, you send me up, you send me down, and I show that not because I want everyone to feel sorry for me, because I want people to know that, you know, if you're feeling down, it's not a bad thing. You know, if you're feeling that way, talk to people. I'm talking to you. Like if I'm making a video and I'm saying, you know, what, obviously, for instance, I mean, you know, when my brother passed away, it hit me hard, obviously. But I came on and I talked about it, and you saw me cry on screen. And you know, I'm a bloke, but I'm not too much of a bloke to show my feelings. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm honest in my videos, in my lives, and I think that's what people pick up on. And like I say, if me, you know, breaking down a little bit and getting upset, or you know, saying, you know, it's not great at the minute. If that helps one person, I'm happy, because there are so many people that can't talk about it, won't talk about it, and they just bottle it up. And you know, so I like helping people in that way. I like helping people with the reselling. I don't consider myself a great reseller at all, especially since he has been gone the past 4 months. I've really not listed much or done anything in that respect. But I'm getting back there now. And you know, it's just nice to show the journey, so people can, you know, if people are going through the same sort of thing, you know, they can come along with you. And I always say to everybody, I'm contactable. You can contact me through my Facebook page. You can contact me through Instagram. You know, if you need to talk, you know, I'm here.
I see. Yeah, I think it comes through in the content as well. It's about honesty. People pick up on honesty, and if you're being genuine, if you've got ulterior motives, that also has the same effect. It's absolutely blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. How's your experiences with YouTube been so far, Rebecca?
Oh, I'm really enjoying it. So I work on my own at work as well, during the day. And then coming home and doing reselling is also quite lonely. And I'm not really the sort of person usually who would even comment on YouTube videos. But even if you are that sort of person who doesn't want to comment and doesn't really want to be known, it's nice to have other people on in the background and feel like you're part of a community, join a Facebook group. And it's nice to be with other like-minded people, because nobody really in my real life cares what I picked up at the boot sale. They couldn't give a damn what I picked up at the boot sale. Their eyes just gloss over, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have to go home and tell people who care. So it's nice to open yourself up to a whole new community of people with the same interests, and everyone seems to look out for each other. Everyone's quite nice to each other, and everyone wants to help out, and it's amazing. So I'm really enjoying it.
Have you started getting spotted around the field?
Once.
Okay, this is awkward.
Yeah, they were like, oh, there's your dad. Your dad carries your bags. I was like, yeah, he does.
He should have a channel in his own right. That's a legend.
He's not allowed. He'd say something bad. He'd get cancelled in 10 minutes.
You know what? I've been itching to talk to you because I want to find out what the script is. Have you and the 50p guy got a bit of a thing going on? If you guys have watched Rebecca's channel, it's a Milan for the 50p guy. Everything he sells is 50p, and some of the stuff that finds you kind of think, my word.
He has a special place in my heart.
See, Dave, you knew. You just admitted it.
Well, I'm actually extremely jealous. Sorry, there should be more 50p guys in the world.
Oh, they're the best. Yeah, even better is the 4 for a pound guy, but he doesn't come out often.
You can just imagine that competition. I wonder if they have meetings. Okay, what's our absolute bottom goalie here? Once you get into single figures, guy. It's time for call it a day. Just don't bother getting out of bed. Well, I'm sure you'd be happy to know. In fact, that's why I was being quite rude there. You've just gone up to. Oh, you've got an extra about 7 or 8 subs in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, thanks everyone. I think I just hit 550 last week, which was amazing. So, hello everyone.
So everybody needs to go to, well, obviously after this live, just make a note, jot it down on a piece of paper. The Curious Flea, that's Rebecca's channel, and go and give her a sub, show her some love. Right, so I have made a couple of notes, so it's a little bit scripted. Obviously, loads of people. We've got 43 in the chat now, so hi to all you 43. So
You said there were no script. You said there were no script. You said no script.
well, notes.
Hang on, is it my line next? Hang on, is it my line next?
I'm worried now.
Can't find the this comment. Oh, there we are. Can't find the comment to turn them off. How do you keep on top of this at all, Rich? And
It's not easy. It's not easy when you've got 100 and odd people in on a Saturday night. It's
I'm going bloody cross-eyed here.
that's why I'm going blind. No, I can't keep up.
Some love off Alison there. There you go. No, fair play, Alison. That's a fair comment.
Thanks, Alison.
I don't say this to embarrass you, Rebecca, but it's homely is not an insult, is it? It's a really, really, when you put yourself across and the stuff you pick up and just everything about your channel, you just want to give it a cuddle.
It's just friendly, not friendly.
Seriously, I could watch it and think, I just feel better about myself generally. That's just lovely.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks.
Anyway, now I've stopped gushing. I've got a bit of a show and tell for you, actually. In fact, these are the only two bits that I made notes on. One was the show and tell, which I didn't prep anybody else up for. And the other one was biggest wins and biggest fails. So what I'll do first is do the show and tell. Anyway, I've made a bit of a video today, which I'll probably put out over the next couple of days. I've gone back before I left. Sorry, I'll start again. March of last year, as most of you know who watch the channel, I became a full-time reseller. Before that, I worked for a motorcycle wholesaler, biggest in the country. I loved the job. The only downside to it, I was working 60, 70 hours a week, and it was just killing me. But I'm big into bikes myself and biker scene and all that kind of stuff. So it was the job for me. But the reselling was my get out of jail free, basically, because I couldn't sustain the hours I was doing. It got worse before it got better, because obviously I was reselling as well as doing my main day job. The reason I mention that is because before I left, because going full time, any kind of self-employed, particularly reselling, it's a ballsy move. It really is. And I wanted to soften that blow and I asked him if we could go part-time. And it was basically just a flat no. And then obviously the COVID thing blew up, and we obviously know the rest of the story there. But I got in contact, I got a phone call off the transport manager of this firm. Must be about just over a couple of months ago now. And he phoned me up because somebody had used me as a reference with that firm and he wanted the heads up. Anyway, yada, yada. Got chatting and he said, what are you doing? I explained what I was doing. He says, well, are you interested in coming back and doing a bit? And I said, well, it's not really worth my while. It'd be like too much of a backstep. So basically, I was that desperate for people with my skill set, such as it is. I'm bigging it up here. I'm driving a frigging van for a living. He said, we're that busy. What is it you want to do? So I said, well, I can do 3 days a week. So I've gone back working for him for just 9 till 5, Tuesday to Thursday, and it suits me down to the ground. It's not affected. I was very concerned that it would affect, obviously, the reselling thing, but it hasn't. It will do when boot sale season kicks off again next March, because obviously midweek I usually be going over to Yorkshire. So I'll have to reassess it then. But as full-time resellers know, and resellers in general probably, in between sort of like Christmas week and the end of March, it kind of falls off a cliff. And obviously, if you've got another string to your bow as far as earning potential is concerned, then all well and good. So that brings us up to the show and tell, because one of the Brucey bonuses about doing that, and one thing I'm missing as a sole trader, is the camaraderie with people you work with. It's really undervalued, and it's driving me nuts. The only people I was talking to is at charity shops, car boots, or through a camera. It's crazy. So it's done my mental health a world of good as well. But opportunities have arisen because of it. I mean, obviously, everybody I work with, all my friends and that, know what I do. And this is a result. I got collared by a guy, one of my colleagues, and he said, I'm moving house and I've got all this stuff. Do you want to have a look? So this is what I got. That was a really, really long-winded have a look at my box, wasn't it?
It was really, yeah.
Right, so bear with me on this one. I'll go through it very quickly. Box is absolutely massive.
Size of the
Oh my
box.
God.
Goodies.
This
Oh,
might take a while.
yeah, that's it now. I'm going to have to have a lie down. Right, so first, probably the one with the most value in it, actually. This is a Imaginon, and it's like a bird watching thing, a spotting scope.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Apparently it's only been used once. There's some crap in here as well, by the way. So I'm not entirely sure what that is. Like some kind of veg rack or
It's a thing.
yeah, it's a thing. Now, this is the kind of stuff that's really, really floating me boat. Kawasaki jacket.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
nice.
like a summer fashion jacket. A pair of waterproof pants. The bikes. Biker's jacket, textile one.
Nice.
Lovely jubbly. Picture frames. Load of games for PC and PS4. A lot of this stuff will probably end up wholesaling out. Wee bits.
Nice little selection.
The tripod, yeah. But this is one thing I wanted to show you. I thought this was really cool. There's a roll of about half a dozen of these. It's a target. I think it makes a really cool poster, but it's
Yeah, that's cool.
a range target.
Yeah, nice.
Like Keeffe, though, so it's half a dozen of those.
Target? What do you mean a target? What do you throw at it?
It's like
Shooting range.
a shooting range target.
Right. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
In the army, it's called figure 11 targets. So anyway, that was get this out of the way.
That's a nice little box of stuff.
Yeah, well, it all came as a result of telling people I was a reseller, and that's one thing I'd encourage everybody to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So who else we got in this chat here? I'm puffed out now.
70s police training target.
Is that what it is? That's what it looks like anyway.
It looks like the one you see on Starsky and Hutch, one of these American cop programs, like where they pop up, like Police Academy or something like that. I went and I looked on Facebook Marketplace probably at the start of my reselling, and there was someone selling sets of bowling pins, and I was like, blimey. They said they had like, I don't know, 200 bowling pins or something. So, and it was at my local shooting range. So I went up there to have a look. I said they were up for, they wanted 100 quid. So I was like, I've got to see this because I don't really know. I can't picture it in my mind. So I said, would you take 70 quid? He's gone, yeah, I just want to get rid of them. I said, what? How comes you got like 200 odd bowling pins? He said, yeah, they're the proper ones they used in the bowling alleys. He said, we were going to use them as shooting targets. So I think I've got one up there somewhere, but they've, I had 21 sets of them, 210 of them. I've got a Honda Civic, and literally I put the seats down and I had to squish them in, and my car arches were about that far off the tires. It was crazy. You think they're about just under 18 kilos a set. So you times that by 21, that's a lot. But the first set, so I paid 70 quid, got them in my car, got them home. First set I sold, I think I sold for 70 quid. So I got my money back. Every set after that, I was selling for between 95 and 110 pound a set.
No,
and I was selling individuals. People were buying individuals as doorstops and stuff, selling for about 14, 15 quid with shipping included. Absolutely bonkers. One of the best things I ever bought. But you saying about like shooting targets, that just brought it all back. That was when they run out. I was quite gutted when they run out. You know, when you get something really cool and there's like multiples of them, and then you get to the end of it and you go, oh, bugger.
When you first pick them up, you think, oh my God, what am I thinking here?
Oh, I looked at them in the car. I was like, what the hell am I going to do with this?
Have you had any pickups, John, that you thought that you really second guessed yourself with?
Breaking up a little bit, mate. But yeah, all the time. The biggest problem I have, and it gets me every time, and I'm thinking about this today, and it's FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO every time.
Yeah.
You're all frozen. Are you still there?
Yeah, still here, mate. Yeah. It's this
FOMO every time. Yeah, it'll come back. Yeah, FOMO's got me every time. Fear of missing out, and every fail I've had is through that. I'll go in a shop, I'll see something. Do I want to get it? No, I'll go away. I'll do my research while I'm doing the other shops, and I just can't help myself, and I just go back and get it. And then I get home, and I'm like, oh, why did I do that? My most recent, biggest one was a really big box of Denby pottery, which I picked up in Garstang, and I just wish I never got it because it was there on the floor. The manager saw me looking. She knew what I did because I told her. And then suddenly it was like last of the summer wine, you know, and the lady who has the old emporium and she jumps on you and you're not leaving that shop until you've bought something.
Yeah.
Well, I bought all this pottery and I just wish I didn't, because when I got it home, I started looking, there were little chips and little bits missing, and what should have given me a good profit, I don't think I'm even going to break even at all. I might just sling it in the bin. It's just that bad, but it's always through FOMO. I mean,
I had a lot of rabbits like that. Exactly the same thing. I've paid very little for it, but there's a load of, what are they called now? The little pot rabbits. For the life of me, I can't remember the brand, but it's similar kind of thing.
Not Whimsies. Not Whimsies. Whimsies.
No. It's going to annoy me now. Anyway, these little pot rabbits and houses, a lot of little Lilliput type things.
Yeah.
And I'd seen one or two of the pieces go for pretty reasonable money. And I saw it at Marketplace. It was 15 quid for about 20 different sort of items. And they just, I did end up binning them. I think I might have sold 2 and maybe just about got my money back. But aside from that, just not worth it. The person who has got a knife and stuff like that is obviously Rebecca, because that's not your story, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you mean Pendelphin rabbits.
That's the one.
Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah.
She was waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing with me is that I don't spend very much at all, as people would have probably guessed with the 50 pence man. So it doesn't really matter as much to me whether it sits on my shelf for years, because I've only paid 50 pence. So you don't have the luxury of that being full time. You probably need to get stuff sold through a bit quicker than me. So I have the luxury of that. Yeah.
Make sure wins that bit bigger. So that's the thing. I mean, it's all gravy. I mean, it'd be nice to.
John is right though, like about fear of missing out, 100%.
Yeah.
So can you always turn it into a positive? You've got to be able to turn it into a positive. Yeah. Even Dave, when you're binning your stuff, you know you're not going to go back and get something like that again. So with my mindset, I always try and turn it into a positive. Yeah, I've messed up. I'm not going to be getting any more Denby again unless it's pristine and I've spent a good long time checking it out. In fact, I have gone more to pottery more recently. Don't know why. shiny. I'm drawn into it.
I think that's one of the lessons we've all learned though with pottery and stuff like that. Is you buy something, it's there, you've seen it, you've seen people sell it, you think, yeah, I'm having that. You don't even. I just go, yeah, I'll have that, and get it home, and then you see the chips, you see the cracks. Whereas, like, rather than inspect it in the shop, like a normal person, you just think, I've got to have it, and then you get it home, and then you go, oh.
Yeah, it can work. The FOMO thing can work with new stuff as well, because in fact, case in point today with some stuff I picked up from Aldi, it's knowing where that ceiling is of how much you should buy, and I had the opportunity today to really go heavy and buy a lot of this particular product, but it was it's very much a seasonal thing, and I'm kind of thinking, where is that ceiling of yeah, I'll make a bit of money, but I don't want to be end up left with a load of stock at the end of the day, kind of thing as well. So the FOMO thing definitely works for new as well as used stuff.
Definitely.
I've got the other note I made, and then we're really winging it, is wins and fails. So, well, ladies first, what's been your biggest win this week, Rebecca, or this month?
All of my biggest wins recently have been artwork. It's been something that I've been trying to pick up because I like to try and learn a different niche or a different category every once in a while. So recently I've been picking up artwork. So I've sold some really nice oil paintings. I picked up 4 for £10. If you watched my recent videos, someone might have seen me pick them up. They were just like still life, fruit bowl type paintings in gorgeous gold ornate frames. I paid £10 for 4 and I made about £200 profit on those, which was amazing. And then there was another piece I sold was a watercolour of Liverpool Harbour, which was signed, and I got that another £100 for that, and I got that off the 50 pence man, which is why I love him so much.
Good old 50 pence man.
53 guy.
He said wearing his underpants outside his trousers and that.
Has he got the 50p man on the waistband? Like,
I'll have to get him a little bad. I don't think he knows he is the 50 pence man.
he might if he watches this.
The other side to that question is the biggest fails, but I suppose with this kind of stuff and the kind of the you're picking up and the kind of values that you're paying.
Yeah, not really. I've got stuff in my loft that I've had for years. So you could class that as a fail, but I didn't pay very much and it'll sell eventually. I just haven't found their right person yet.
So with your stuff on eBay, I mean, obviously after a while, it's going to start costing you money to list kind of thing. What's your upper limit of time that you leave stuff listed?
If it's worth more than £20-30, I'll leave it on there. I usually put everything on Etsy because I tend to find things sell a bit quicker on there. There's a bit less competition on Etsy, I suppose, where things on eBay can sit a while. But once a year we do a car boot sale, so we'll just clear out everything that's been there for ages that I just don't think can sell, or that I think was probably a mistake or isn't going to have the return.
Yeah.
So we usually get our money back anyway for how little we pay for stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty about it. And I am very, very jealous. Actually, when you're talking the margin flips, you're talking there, then fair play to you, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I love this so much. That's the excitement for me. I couldn't do a George Ross and pay 60 quid for something. Nah, it would kill me inside. I like to pay 50 pence, even if I'm only going to get £15 back. I think it's a bigger win.
50p.
I'm going to have to learn that mentality.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. How about yourself, Rich? Have you what's been your biggest win this week?
Did you want to share the screen?
Can do. I'm not entirely sure how to do it.
If you just click on the picture of me, there should be like a big window in the top left.
Yeah.
So if you click that, I should be able to. I don't know if you can all see it. All right. No.
No, hang on.
Can you see it?
There we go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Kodak carousel projector?
Yeah.
Well, I bought that for £10 and I sold that this week. And I sold it with, it had about a dozen old slides in it from around West Sussex, Littlehampton, which is where I am. It had loads of like from the 70s, like people were wearing flares. So I sold that with that. So tenner into 70 quid. I bought this. Did I tell you about this one, Dave? Playboy greatest covers.
Yeah, you showed it us on your lives.
I bought it for £5 from the Cancer Research because obviously I like going in there and buying stuff from them. And I thought, oh, that looks a bit thing. So I scanned it while I was in there, and there was some like all in America, but like 150, 200 quid or 260 quid, I think was the highest one. So I just stuck it on this week, $49.95, and it went from a £5 to $49.95, which was good. A little hoodie, brand new with tags. when I was watching Chris cooking the Haydens, he bought a load of boxes, like mixed boxes, and they had a hoodie in there. They had 10 t-shirts and Funko Pops and that. So this one sold this week for $26.95. That was a fiver. And the fail, I wouldn't really say it's a fail because it's made money. It probably cost me 20p. But like, you know, DVDs just take up so much room in my life that it's just I would say really, if you're going to talk about fails, that would be it, sort of thing. But yeah, that was it really.
Yeah, superb.
It's hard to talk about fails. I mean, the only time I really fail is if I've bought something and I've, you know, you're talking sort of £5-6 for it sold, so you put the shipping included, and then it just goes over the kilo, so like you lose all your profit on shipping. But I don't really have many fails.
No, I mean that was, yeah. I think I was trying when we spoke before, and I mentioned that I was trying to just show that obviously sometimes things do go wrong, and it's not
100%.
a race for
100%. I mean, I have had things before where I've sold something, someone's moaned about it or said it's turned up and it's, you know, they're not happy with it. So usually you just throw your hands in the air, you go, all right, keep it and I'll refund you. You know, yeah. I've done that a couple of times because it's just easier than faffing about. So, you know, you go, all right, I'll refund you £20 or whatever it is and keep the item. You know, it keeps them happy. It's less aggro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, obviously, me you two guys are both on the Facebook group as well, and that's one thing that does come up quite regularly. Is obviously people are asking advice, which is great. That's why we're there. But sometimes you do have to swallow your pride and just write off and move on. Yeah. The same with if you're trying to protect your reputation. If somebody's just being a pellet kind of thing, just move on. You can't be getting emotional with stuff like that. But yep, wins and fails. How about yourself, John? Any big wins this week or?
No, not this week. Just pretty much ticking over with it. Nothing going out the door like everybody else. There's nothing really selling. As far as the pickup, which was the pickup last week, which was one of these. I showed this on the group, on the Facebook group, and it was. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
It was the camera. Woo! It floats.
My nan had some of them.
It's the Anchor Hocking Fire King, made in USA. A good tea set. It's a 21-piece tea set. I picked it up in Wigan for just a couple of £1 really, and it was one of these where you're walking into the place and your eyes are just straight on it because of the colour of it. I mean, it's a nice, strong peachy colour, and I was staring at it for ages. And what's all this about? Got my phone out, you're playing around like you do, and I could see that the previously sold prices on Anchor Hocking are quite good. I didn't even think twice. You just asked the guy, get us a box. That's going in the box and it's coming home with me. And I put it out to the group. I knew what I was going to do with it already, but I just put it out to the group to see what everybody else's thoughts were. What would they do? Sell it as a whole, as a 21-piece, or would you split it? And the consensus was get it split, sell it individually. So that's what I'm working through at the moment. Getting everything photographed as best as I can. Any flaws or marks in the cups or saucers, I'll highlight them. But on the whole, it's a really, really good set.
Does that Fire King stuff go well though, John?
Yeah.
Because I've got a load of Fire King, but it's almost like the Pyrex dishes, but it's got some green pattern around the edge of it, around the middle of it.
Yeah.
I've had it for about 18 months and I haven't even taken it out of the bag and looked at it.
Yeah, have a look at Anchor Hocking. It is quite good sales, even if you sell it for a lot lower than what it's asking. I mean, something like this cup and saucer. I mean, probably talking about £10.
Nice.
But for what I paid for the whole set, you know.
Yeah, well, I've got all this stuff I've got. I think it was I paid £20 and I filled the car up, and I'm sure this massive bag of, it looks like big Pyrex dishes and little sugar bowls and cups and stuff like that. And there's loads of it in there. Because anything vintage, I always go for vintage stuff, like, you know, the old motorized can openers and all that sort of thing, and like I've got old icing kits and stuff like that. Anything old, like medical equipment, I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, this stuff, I had to do some research on it, and it's glass. It's pressed glass.
Wow. Nice.
Now, whether that, I mean, Rebecca might be able to help me out here, whether that is something that is the attraction, the draw for something like this. But I thought it was some kind of pottery or ceramic. But when I started looking, I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. It's glass.
Nice.
You said Fire King, didn't you?
Pretty.
Yes.
I thought you said Viking.
Fire.
Like Fire King. Yeah, I looked on the bottom, I was like, I've never heard of Fire King. Must be rubbish. So I put it up. It's been there for like a year and a half.
No, Viking, Dave, that's your dressing up on a Saturday.
That's yeah, absolutely.
That's Spider-Man.
Just to go off on a bit of a tangent here, if you look back at some of Richard's lives, there's one where probably Jack Daniels had a bit too much to play for it, completely
couple of
forgot
weeks
the life, and they took my clothes off. This black spider. That was a weird night, that mate. It was a weird night.
It was a good night. It was a good night.
Black Spider-Man, and who got sussed completely straight away because it was going on as a mystery guest.
Yeah.
That was
a good evening. It was a good night. It was a good night had by all.
If I come in somewhere again, mate, I'm not drinking as much. That's why I'm on the pink Lucozade tonight.
I've got myself a little gin and lemonade. You know, you got to drink it up.
The size of it.
in me wife beater glass. Look. That's how posh I am.
I've got a Jim Beam. I'm treating
nice.
myself to a Jim Beam.
Nice.
It'll be the only one for 2 weeks, won't it?
Yeah.
Have you got a competition coming up, you say, John?
Yeah, competition. It's not this Saturday, it's Saturday after the British Rowing Indoor Championships. I'm in the 50s plus age group. It's something I do every year. Well, I've been doing for the last 4 years. Not doing too bad. I'm holding my own in the world rankings, but it is really, really hard work. It really is hard work. It's,
I've seen one of your videos on the group, and honestly, mate, that's just. I mean, I go to the gym quite regularly now, and that just knackers me out just watching you on that.
Yeah, I mean, the race I'm taking part in is the 2,000 meters. Really, 2,000 meters is the benchmark for all rowers, whether it be on the water or indoor. Now, indoor rowers are on the Concept 2 machines. The Concept 2 machines are the ones that are used by the Olympians when they are
Them things
off the
are hard.
water. Say again?
Them things are hard.
Yeah, they're not meant to be easy, mate. They're not meant to be easy, and it does really sort people out. But yeah, the 2,000 meters is the benchmark, and that's what I am taking part in. You get some of the bigger lads, some of the weightlifters, some of the really strong guys. For example, Eddie Hall, if he sat on an indoor rower, he will row something like 100 meters, but try and snap the chain, and you don't get into breath doing 100 meters, and he's something like the world record holder for something like that.
Wow.
But it's people who are prepared to put the 2,000 meters in. That's when you start shaking hands with the Grim Reaper when you've got about 300 meters to go, and you start questioning what you're doing. It's horrible. It really is horrible. I mean, you see some of them on the water.
But you love it, John.
Do you know what?
You love it.
It's one of the reasons I do it, because I really, really enjoy the pain. I really do. Every day I push myself right to. I mean, we're going off topic here from what you're talking about, but every day I push myself that far, I'm almost fainting. But I recover really quickly. And if you want to keep up with the other guys or the other world ranking guys, you've got to do it. But it's something I really, really enjoy doing.
And you look fantastic for a 93-year-old as well.
Not doing bad, am I? Not doing bad. Dave, before we go on, I saw something from Jason, the reseller game at Entry-Sol, and he said he missed the start and he wanted to know who myself and Rebecca was. So I'll just do a quick thing to Jason, if it's all right.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, for anybody who's missed the start, I'm John from Wigan. I'm a retired public servant, and I've got two hobbies at the moment, and one of them is reselling on eBay mainly, sometimes venturing to Depop. And the other hobby is what I've just been describing, is indoor rowing. I've been eBaying for 20 years, so I remember the days of turbo lister. That was terrible.
Yeah, I remember.
How buggy was that?
Auction sniper.
Very frustrating. So yeah, I've been in and out of eBay for quite a long time now. But yeah, what was I going to say then? I'm not a YouTube vlogger, or I don't put anything up on YouTube. I don't wish to do it at this moment in time because you other guys do it. I'm a moderator on Dave's Facebook community group for reselling, and I'm honoured to be asked to come and have a chat with you guys today through Dave. So thank you very much. That's me.
Oh, honestly, I couldn't do without you, mate. In fact, I don't do without you. You pretty much do it, all of it, especially over the last month or so. So thanks.
It's been epic.
Checks in the post. I've just I just realised actually that I'm asking you guys what your biggest wins and fails were, and just not gone through my own. So I'm just going to share my screen if I can figure out how to do it. Okay, and I'm going to share this. Share a screen and then window. I think this is how you do it. You'll have to bear with me on this.
You have to click on the actual window. You have to click on the actual thing and then click share.
Here we go. I share that one. Here we go. That should work. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's small, but yeah, that's right.
Let's flip it around. Here we go.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
so
fine.
this jacket, I know the chaps in the comments as well. Peter Zabinski from one of our Yorkshire brethren. It was one of the first times, in fact, it might have even been the first time that I went to the Strawberry Field Car boot. I picked this jacket. This jacket I saw pretty much as I was leaving, and I completely spent my budget. I had about £10 left in my wallet. I was looking at this, asked the price, and the lady said 80 quid. Oh, no chance. And Peter was stood next to me, clearly another reseller. He had his reseller's trolley. And he said, I thought he was asking because he was interested in himself. I went, it's a really nice jacket, this, that, and the other. And he just, without knowing me from Adam, he says, well, I'll just lend you the money, just send it me later on, just bank transfer or whatever. And I thought, hang on, what's going on here? A bit suspicious. So anyway, the reason I bought this jacket is because Peter lent me the money. It's just amazing, particularly since we'd never met before. So I actually took a bit of an offer on this one. Purchase price £80. I had listed it for 180, and it's going to America for 160 quid.
Nice.
So let's stop sharing.
That's a lovely little pickup.
Absolutely. And the other one was a bit of a Brucey bonus, actually, because it was in the bottom of there's a few bits in the bottom of the box of stuff that I had. Right, was here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It cost me absolutely naff all, and I think they get GSP as well, actually, if memory serves, for $28.90.
Nice.
So that's those. I do have a fail, actually. It was, again, jumping on the Aldi fad thing for Christmas stuff, and just I tried to stay away.
Watch Aldi trainers.
No, I did actually find a pair and flip them though.
I sold mine. I sold both pairs.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they did right winner they were. But earlier on in the year, I got a load of Squishmallow keyrings, probably about 30 of them. I should never have gone that deep. I sold a few for a tenner quite quickly. But now I've got about a dozen left, and I'm selling them at cost. So, and even though they're going slowly, so that was a bit of a fail. I'm just knocking them out to get my money back, basically.
Oh, that sounds like the Fugglers.
Who was, sorry?
The Fugglers. Remember
Oh
them?
yeah, because Z's got Fugglers in his shop. I think they're a slow thing.
Yeah, before he opened the shop, I remember talking to him about them, and he was like, "Shouldn't have got them." I think
Yeah,
he
and he's
completely emptied the shop.
And the honky tonk man. He bought loads of honky tonk man, didn't he? So, and stuck them praises. Just before you carry on, I just want to say to everyone in the chat, this is a good stream Dave's doing here. So smash the thumbs up. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, like.
Cheers, man.
just appreciate what the man's doing, because he hasn't done many lives, and he's on top of his game now. He's doing it.
Yeah, I've a way to go to reach your levels, mate. But there you go.
All right, don't worry, you'll be blind and mental in no time at all. Don't worry, it gets to you in the end. It gets to you in the end.
There's a couple of topical things actually that I wanted to bring up just to get a bit of feedback on. I don't know if anybody in the chat or any of you guys have seen George Rossi's, what was it called now? It's sort of like a presentation for Zip Sale. Are you familiar with Zip Sale? Are you using it? I suppose it's a question for Rebecca really, because it seems like it would be a little bit more up your street with the kind of.
I haven't used it, mainly because I'm a control freak and I like to do it myself. I would rather put it on myself, know that I've put it on exactly how I want it, that it's exactly where I want it, and then I'm quite happy to just cancel something if it sells. So yeah, I haven't used it.
I did watch their. I was invited to watch their live thing today. They done a live thing. Yeah, I did register for it, and I did watch some of it. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I say, I only sell on eBay anyway at the minute, so for me, it's not really something I would use right now, but it's something that would be interesting to use. Because I mean, everybody says about eBay gum, because like obviously Darren's trying to get eBay gum going, and that's sort of, it's been a bit long-winded for him, bless him. But like he's got a similar thing coming out called iTom, and that's going to be another cross-listing tool that he's got going on. So yeah, it's something that I would look into using, because obviously having vintage and that, I mean, you know, Depop, you've got Depop vintage and all that. So I should look at other things, but I've been on eBay since 2003. It's just easy. It's what you know, isn't it? It's better the devil you know, really, at the minute.
Absolutely. Is it something you've looked at, John, or is it?
Yeah, when George put it out, probably the same time I saw it that you saw it, and it's a pretty simple process, really. It's really easy what it's doing, but it's not something which I'm going to be using. I think I'm a bit like Rebecca at the minute, that I will, if something sells on Depop, as soon as it sells on Depop, I'm straight in there and I'll take it down on the other side, which if it is on eBay. Now, if I wanted to go through more platforms like George is doing, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to do that. But for me, just having two platforms, which I'm comfortable with, I can manage it really easy. I won't be using it. If I went further into a handful of platforms, yeah, it's a no-brainer, really is. But I've not used it yet. I don't know how buggy it is.
Well, one of that's probably the main point. The reason it's free at the minute is because essentially it's in beta testing. The reason that I brought it up was they've approached me to do a sort of like a collaboration, I suppose like a sponsored video on anything else. I would never ever inflict on anybody unless I'd absolutely ripped it apart and had a look at each nut and bolt of it. Because it's not so much a reputation thing; it's from an honesty point of view. I don't like to recommend anything unless I'm absolutely familiar with it. So I'll be jumping in, but I think you've hit the nail on the head there, John. It's early days. There are some features that I would think that are absolutely key that just aren't available yet. That apparently they're upcoming. The bulk imports is the big one, particularly for people with a few hundred listings. It's just going to be a massive ball ache, excuse the expression, to transfer everything across. It's very interesting, and it's certainly piqued my interest to do some more research into it. But I think it's going to be early days. But then again, saying that, by the time they've ironed out any bugs that there might be and all the features that seasoned resellers would think should be a standard, they're going to start charging for it. So that's the trade-off.
It's going to be one of them things, though, isn't it? If you're going to be asking somebody to do that, have they got the time, the energy, and the motivation to double-check a piece of software what should have already done the business for you?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Who's got that time?
You just said something and it just made me chuckle, because I was watching one of Rebecca's videos earlier, a packing video. What you were saying about it's a ball ache. Rebecca was packing, saying she was going, yeah, you have to pack it one ball deep. So just pack it one ball deep, and then you put the item in, and then you put more balls in. It cracked me up.
You should be on the right channel there.
It was the right channel. It was the right channel. It was just, I was feeling a bit stressed, and I watched it, and it just made me chuckle. And I just thought,
this was Rebecca's OnlyFans site, wasn't it? This was not.
Oh yeah, perhaps it was the wrong website I was on.
Sorry, my mistake.
It was funny. So, guys, if you want to laugh, go over and check Rebecca's channel out curiously, because I had a good chuckle to myself when I was watching her pack something today.
Never mind cross-listing. She was cross-channeling.
Cross-dressing.
Oh, dear,
should have mentioned at the top of this live, by the way, that and probably through it. I'm an ex-squaddy, obviously, and sometimes the terminology can be a bit colourful. So if there's any kids watching, probably a bit late now.
Yeah.
They should be getting of that anyway.
Yeah, I worked on building sites for 20 years of my life, so you have to sort of bite your lip sometimes.
Yeah, the street might be a bit blue at times.
Yeah.
So we're talking about
you're right tonight. You're on the pink Lucas aid, so you're right tonight. They're safe.
Yeah. I'm not going to do myself too much of a hole. The other topical subject was bidding wars. If you guys have been watching it, I know Rebecca, you got approached, didn't you?
Yeah.
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 I think quite a few people did. Go on, then over to you. What are your thoughts? Have you been watching it first off?
I've watched a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
I think it was a good idea, but it seemed to spend a lot of time on the episodes that I saw were just bidding on the pallets, and it didn't really spend a lot of time going through what was in it and how you would sell it and what money they made and how they did that. It just tended to be people squabbling over a pallet.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll improve later, but it's not something I would probably want to watch again if I wasn't in the reselling business and I didn't kind of know some of the people that were in it.
That's the reason you watch it. Like the reason us guys probably watch it is because you know people on there.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it's good. You see them bidding on the pallet, and they go through the pallet and go, "Oh, yeah, that's worth that. That's worth that." And then like the bit where they're selling, and when you see what profit they made, it's all a bit rushed. It is all about the bidding on the pallet. It's the big thing about it all. It's in the warehouse, and it's just where they bid. I say that the rest of it's just it's rushed at the end.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, Jason, just answer a question there.
Sorry, one
yeah, Marmite Apple, my friend from Dublin. Good to see you in the chat. I'll stick a link to everybody's. Obviously, John doesn't have their channel yet, but I'm sure that's coming. There's some rowing kind of angle you can work there, I'm sure. But yeah, Night's Life and Curiously, I will link in the description of this video when the live is done. Sorry, John, I cut across you there, didn't I?
Yeah, it's all right, mate. I was just saying the winner of this program. The profit they make, do they keep that profit?
Yeah, well, just some. I got approached as well. I went through the whole process, the DBS checks I did. I had some psychiatrist phone me up to do a psychological evaluation.
Is that why you failed?
That's why I'm not on it. Yeah. The next thing I heard was an email saying, "I hope you're all having successful filming." So they were very rude and didn't tell me that it was a big on your back kind of thing. But yeah, the pallets, the genuine pallets, I think they're just returns mostly. They're not bidded on by the participants' own money. It's the studio's money. That they're bidding on it with, so that's the first point. But they do get to keep all the proceeds from what they sell. But I'm completely on. I think maybe we're looking at it from a reseller's point of view, and maybe the entertainment is in the titillation of the auction kind of side of it. But I'm just screaming out, thinking, just show us how you're selling this stuff, and if there's anything we can learn from it, because I think that would have been much better content personally.
Yeah, it just seems
generally,
it just does seem a bit scripted as well.
Yeah. What's your take on it, John?
It very much reminded me of was it Storage Wars?
Yeah,
Where they had the container and
yeah,
they're bouncing off each other. I think they're just tapping into human psychology or human psyche of, FOMO again, fear of missing out, because that bid starts going up. I want that, or they're going. It's how auctions work, isn't it? Once you get sucked into it, suddenly you're bidding a lot more than you really wanted.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah. I wanted to watch it tonight, but I couldn't get it.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, I did miss it. So I watched the one night before. And
I do like it though when they try and bid people up so they get a pallet and they're paying top whack for it. Do you know what I mean? So I do like that. They're like stirring the pot a little bit and going, oh yeah, 180. They go, oh no, I don't want it. Never wanted it. You have it.
Yeah, I think the one I watched, the Kieran, he seemed to know where he was at. On a certain pallet, but there was one girl. It was a lot of them bike parts.
Oh,
I think she did okay on that at the end of the day. And I thought, what a nightmare that's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it was the first episode where the bull guy with glasses got a load of branded clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, Yorkshire Flipper. Yeah,
just did one episode and ran to the hills.
Yeah, I've got him on Instagram. Yeah, I've got him on Instagram. I do know Ben, but I don't know him, but I've got him on Instagram. I've seen him selling before he was on there, yeah. And I know Global Thrifters and Kieran. There's a couple of others that haven't been on it, there's a couple of others that haven't been on it yet. Like Global Thrifters haven't been on it yet, and Mike Barnett hasn't been on it yet. So Mike and Terry. So yeah, it's I like it. I don't think I would have gone on it, to be honest. I saw the advertisement for it floating about, and I thought, no, it's not a bit of me. But like, I think it's fun watching people that you know on telly. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it definitely is that. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking, and maybe I say it's different when you're actually stood in front of your own camera on your own or in a field or stuff like that. I've got quite a bit of confidence, and when I was watching it, I was thinking, I could have bidded on that pallet with the thongs in it and worn the thong for the video, and that I got the bloody rating. So
yeah, that would have done it. Yeah.
In actual fact, I probably wouldn't have.
What time did the show go out?
That's the point, actually. Yeah, it's
the watershed.
4 o'clock, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. But then again, saying that, I'm not committing to anything yet. I might do something for charity involving a mankini and a boot sale, and it starts getting worn next year. So
yeah, Zahir's just made a good point. Actually, Z's just made a good point. I said it in my live yesterday. It's a bit thing. Either the guys are going on there to try and build their brand or build their business. Now, a lot of people don't know. Kieran's gone on there and said, "Yeah, I'm Kieran, the Trainer King." People know Kieran as rummage around, and one thing I said in my live yesterday about this when people were talking about it was that, if those guys are trying to build their business or build their brand off of it, their names aren't even in the credits. They've not even been credited on the program. And Z's just said the same thing, and like I say, that's one thing. It's not helping them because they're not being credited.
Yeah. I think that might be where I shot myself in the foot, because they do ask you as part of the interview process, what are you hoping to gain? And my response to that was, well, just a bit of a crack really, and just experience. I said I'm not seeing it as a sort of like a gain thing. I said if there was any kind of exposure for the YouTube channel, then fantastic. But,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's one thing that went against.
You've got to be very careful. You've got to be very careful with the TV and production crews, because at the end of the day, you are just a commodity, and they just want to make a bit of entertainment. And it's a 4 p.m. in the day entertainment, and it's just to fill a gap. Really, they don't really care whether you've got one business or 10 businesses. They just want to get something on that.
Once the first series is out of the way, until the first series is done, they're not going to know whether it's going to be scrapped or whether they're going to do a second series. They've got to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming up on screen now. It's as he's pointed. That's exactly it. It's the personalities that sell it. It kind of puts pace to what we were saying, Rich, earlier, about your intent when you put yourself forward on YouTube and stuff like that. If you're genuine intent and you're a giving person, it'll come through. Your honesty comes through, and people would see through bullshit really, really easy. But people buy. I think my point is, people buy personalities as well as the content you're producing. So
yeah, I couldn't go on there, and if they're saying you've got to say you're this, oh, I'm Rich, I'm the I don't know, I'm the clove collector, I'm the clove collector, I'm Rich the clove collector, and no one's going to beat me buying pallets. Like, that's not me. I can't go on there and do that rubbish. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to go on there, and I'd have to be myself.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, you've got to call with a posher accent. Oh yes, I'm Richard. I'm from Kingston upon Thames, and I'm here for a jolly good old time. That's not me. I can't do that rubbish. You know what I mean?
Well, you're doing really, really well. I did actually think when we started doing this that either I'd have to translate Southern for the Northerners.
No, my step family are all from Bolton, so like it's easy.
Oh, there you go, yeah. But there's some. I've worked with a load of Wiganers, and I'm sure John will back me up on this. Sometimes you kind of think, "Wow, that's not even a word."
Well, flipping out. And I noticed Brian Harris mentioned Wiganers are in town before, and I was brought up real proper Wigan accent. I hope you can understand what I'm saying now. I mean, I've had a career trying to talk properly.
Wigan, Bolton, and Brakemet, they're all sort of close together, aren't they? They're all the same sort of area, are they? Wigan, Bolton.
Yeah. Bolton, half an hour's drive up the road. It's about same to get to Bolton as it is same to get to Charlie. The biggest run-ins we have is with in the Wigan borough is Leigh. Wiganers and Lathers, they don't like each other. Oh, they do not like each other. You get the Wiganers who will eat a pie, and then they'll complain about the Lathers who don't know how to make a pie. So they have lobbies, because lobbies is a pie without the crust.
Yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't go to Nick and Andrew's meet up because it's my birthday on the 11th of December, so I can't go.
Oh, I'm at a gig in Liverpool as well. I'm going to watch the mighty Anti Shikari again.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Jealous.
We're neglecting Rebecca. You're not getting a word in edgeways.
Oh. I'm just enjoying it. I feel like I'm at home. I'm just listening. I'm like,
I've got a really important question to ask you, Rebecca, and it's on the subject of colloquialism. Is it stotty? Is it bread cake? Is it tea cake? Is it balm? What do you call it?
Like a bread bun, you mean?
Yeah. What do you call it?
I call it a bun, probably. But I think people in Newcastle say stotty.
Stotty, yeah.
Yeah.
I was stationed up in my first station in the army was up at Catterick, and I lived on stotties. Bin lid stotties.
Yeah, a Greg stotty.
I know they say balm, a barn or a balm in Bolton.
Batch.
Yeah.
There's batches, all sorts in there. I'm sure somebody in the comments will correct.
Just call it a roll.
Balm cake.
Yeah, balm cake.
On the subject of upcoming events, is anybody get anything significant coming up?
Saturday Night Live, as always, 7:30. That's about it. More fun and frolics.
That was not
See me and James go mad and try and entertain you guys. That's about it, really.
I did actually think of inviting James as well, but it would have just been a sort of like a very watered down version of Saturday Night Live. I didn't want it to be too many Northerners in the room for you.
I feel intimidated up in this corner here.
I've got a question.
Come on, John.
And it's for Rebecca, really. I've been toying with the idea of dipping my toe into Etsy for quite a while, and you may have seen me speak about it on Facebook community group. Not particularly for me, but for my wife's eBay business what I help to manage, because she makes doll's house 12 scale miniatures. And it might have been yourself before you said Etsy was the thing. Now I've had a quick look on Etsy, and then I've gone on to look at YouTube videos, and there seems to be a saturation of people saying, back off from Etsy, it's rubbish. Now, them probably people who've had a bad experience with it. But I'll give you some an idea of what my wife makes. Can you see that?
Yeah, I've seen them. They're amazing.
That's a corset.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry, that is actually a corset.
You do the washing.
Isn't it that big?
It is my wife.
Yeah, but them's the type of things that she makes, and you'll see something like this. Can you see that?
No way.
Wow.
It's hard
That's
to get into.
skill.
That is, if you can see.
A little hat, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Cheltenham type hat. And so these are the type of things. That's like a double bedding.
Wow.
Struggling with the camera. So she makes that from scratch. Now, we're on eBay and we do okay. Would I be better going off on Etsy, the whole lot? How do you think it'd go for us?
I think you should keep both going for a while and see how it goes. For me, when I'm quiet on eBay, I tend to be busy on Etsy and vice versa. So this week I've been absolutely dead on eBay, but really busy on Etsy. Especially for handmade things, I would definitely give it a go. Don't just abandon ship, because when you start your eBay store, it takes time to build up. So your Etsy store might be quiet for a few months, but it's just a case of sticking at it and continually listing. The Etsy algorithm seems to like it when you list things consistently, like eBay. So I would do both.
So when you join Etsy, is it free, like a personal account type thing, or are you automatically put into a business account type of shop from?
I think everyone has a shop. It's just like an Etsy account. So
Right.
you can just set up a store. You can set up little categories.
Right.
I love Etsy. Give it a go.
It might just me thinking how eBay has been recently, with people complaining, and the type of person what would use Etsy compared to the type of person who's buying on eBay. I don't know, I'm generalizing, but do you get many complaints on Etsy?
No, the people on Etsy are generally really lovely. And even if they have a problem, they're really nice about it. If anyone has ever had to return anything, they've been happy to pay return postage. I've never had anyone be nasty. People are very genuine on there. They don't tend to have the scammers that you get on eBay quite so much. So
what do you think
I
about?
found anyway.
Well, these who are complaining all the time on YouTube, what was all that about? Why are you having such a bad time when you are clearly having a good time?
I think Etsy put something in place where if you have a turnover, I believe it's over £10,000, but I might be wrong, they automatically subscribe you into an offsite ads thing,
Right.
which they charge quite a chunk of your sale for the offsite ads. But if you're selling beneath that limit, you can just switch that off. So I have that switched off. I think that's why a lot of people abandon ship, because a lot of these really successful stores were then getting charged a great chunk of their profit in offsite ads that they didn't want to be subscribed onto, but you couldn't unsubscribe from.
Right. I think in the new year, what I might do then is probably just move over a bit onto Etsy, learn the ropes a little. Going off what we're saying there, I think it is a no-brainer for us to venture onto that side.
Yeah, I think it's good to have two platforms for that sort of thing. If you can sell it on both, definitely do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't think there'll be anything what I sell will be going on to Etsy. It's more for Jan to do that. Belting. I keep saying belting.
Belting.
That means very good.
Is Etsy all like handmade, crafted stuff and vintage?
Yeah, it's handmade and vintage. So it's vintage now, they class as before 2002.
Yeah.
So you can put anything on that was made before 2002.
Right, so I've been a bit quiet about this. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some links. I've just linked in the chat, folks, one of Rebecca's videos, so you can go and have a look and sub her channel.
Did you do the one balls deep one?
I don't know. It was just a one.
You've got to rename that, Rebecca, so people know which one is the Rumble Feet video.
That's my dad's sense of humour. I'm blaming him for that one.
Oh, so funny. Oh, it just made me laugh. This afternoon, I was just sat there and I saw that. And I was rolling up. It just made me laugh. It's hilarious.
Let's talk amongst yourselves for a second.
No worries. Where's Dave gone?
I'm just laughing at some of Z's comments here. He's on about a berm. I think Z has a berm every day from the roasting job.
Yeah, he does like the roasting over the road. Yeah.
I think I saw him today talking about a Morrison's muffin.
Oh yeah.
Z, not good, mate. I know Christmas is coming, but it's not good.
Oh, I do love a hog roast, like a proper pork hog roast roll.
He's having them every day.
Oh,
Yes.
I think I could get
It's in. Is it in? It's not Garstang, is it? Is it?
Yeah, Garstang. Z's in Garstang.
Is it?
Yeah, his shop. Yeah.
Right, nice. I'll have to bob along. No excuse.
The thing is, I keep buying things off of him. Look, some Pennywise has come from him. I've got these lights. They're Elf, and it says Santa. Santa's coming. I know him. So if you ever seen the film Elf, that's it. That's the Elf light. So I can't look at his site anymore because I keep buying stuff.
Nice. Are you doing anything special for your birthday, Rich?
No, not really. Just like obviously you got to talk to the family, ain't you? Really.
Yeah, voice yourself.
I might just jog them all on and go to the reseller meetup.
Yeah, I'll just combine the two.
Well, I met up with Nick just before he got COVID. Actually, I never gave it to him. Yeah, so I was passing up that way, and I popped in and we had a little glass of Pepsi Max in his in actually where they're having the meetup. It's a nice venue actually. So yeah, it'd be good. So anyone that's going, you're going to enjoy yourself. It's a nice venue. So I wish I could go to that really, but
nice one. What about yourself, Rebecca? You got anything exciting coming up?
I haven't. It's the busiest time of year at my shop at the moment, so it'll just be getting through to Christmas Day, and then I'll be having a week.
Have you got any employees, or is it just you?
My mum works for me on mornings, and she baths the dogs for me, and I cook them.
Nice.
Everybody wants a pretty picture of Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I get my dog done, and like she smells of lavender, and she's beautiful. And then as soon as you get her home, she starts rubbing herself on the kitchen floor, and out in the garden, and running through the bushes. And she comes back just looking like a complete wreck. And I've just
so ungrateful.
I've just she's a Greek rescue, and she's just bonkers.
I roll around on my kitchen floor as soon as I get home as well.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Yeah, it's probably why she does it.
That's it. Well, we've been on for well over an hour now, and we're over 70 watches at one point, which is just
lovely,
amazing. So what I'm going to do is just wrap this up here. Everybody in the chat, thanks very much indeed for listening to us waffle on. Hope you've found some form of entertainment. Richard, have you got anything? Somebody name there. Have you got anything coming out? Got any videos coming out?
I'm in the process of filming, but I keep forgetting to get the phone out. I'll do something and then I forget to get the phone out and film it. So I might have a video going up tomorrow if I can finish it. And other than that, we've got the Saturday Night Live 7:30 with JR Reselling on. So come and see that. Have some fun, some laughs, and watch us try and entertain you. People seem to like it, so we keep doing it. You keep watching it, we'll keep doing it.
Number one fan, mate. I'm your number one fan. Everybody, 7:30, turn the telly off, go on YouTube, watch Saturday Nights Live, and make sure you've got half a bottle of Jack Daniels with you. It seems to work really, really well. Just half a bottle, man. Don't kick the backside out of it. And I tell you, you'll have an absolute scream. So, Rebecca, have you got any videos coming out? You got any?
I have a car boot sale video and a charity shop video that I just need to edit. So tonight is going to give me a kick up the backside to get some videos on this week. So thank you to everyone who subscribed from the chat. That's so nice. Thank you.
I'll make sure I link in it. So everybody in the chat, again, it's The Curious Flea on YouTube. That one is probably the loveliest YouTube.
They're all gonna subscribe now anyway, because I told them about the One Balls Deep. So they're all going over. They're all going over. They're all going over to watch that straight after this. They're going over to watch that. You know,
Paid subscriptions. This time next year, kid, you'll be a millionaire. So the Curious Flea on YouTube, everybody, hit that up and give the lovely Rebecca a subscribe. Obviously, John, you haven't got a YouTube channel, but have you got anything you want to promote?
Not promote, no. I have got another YouTube channel which is called Flashy Wings, and I occasionally put my rowing prowess on there. I might even put a video of my championship row, as long as I don't fall off the rower. But no, there's nothing coming up like that.
No worries at all.
So
check it out. Now. Well, thanks very much indeed for you three guys for participating. It's been a giggle. It's not actually gone as badly as I thought it would. Obviously, I'll read the comments back later.
I'm still laughing at Mr. Frog's comments here, but I'm not going to sell it out.
Well, I'm not drunk and I didn't take my clothes off, so it's a bit of a Brucey bonus. It's a bit of a step up from the last live I was on. Right, so good night, one and all, and we'll see. I forgot myself. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, ABL Reselling, I'd much appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I've got a really tiny video coming out probably tomorrow, if I can motivate myself this evening to edit it. But my one that's ready to rock and roll, and it's already lined up to publish on Saturday morning, is from last weekend's gallivant over to the Preston Market boot sale, if you can call it that. It's well worth a watch anyway. Thanks again for watching, guys. I've been Dave Keeffe. You've been amazing. See you in the next one.
See you later.